Here is why it is so easy to win. Because most can't last. They can't sustain. They go like gangbusters, and then they fade. How many times have we seen supremely smart, talented, and incredibly capable people blip to the top and then drop? They can't last. They can't sustain. People often experience temporary stretches of doing things right that enable them to flourish and live the life of their dreams for a few years, maybe a few straight years even. They attain tremendous happiness and acclaim, but then falter and start to lose their way. Maybe never to recover, maybe even ending up in a worse position than when they started. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. What I urge you to do is don't get caught up in seeking the magic elixir or quick fix to get you where you want to be. You'll surely be deluged with marketing and advertising schemes convincing you that you can do it in just a few days. These are snake oil salesmen looking to hoodwink and bamboozle you. Don't fall into the trap. The long game is where you go for the victory. We want to believe that something is easy. It's part of our human nature to seek pleasure. As humans, we are geared towards pleasure. We don't want to do or hear about things that are hard. But it's a con. It's mental deception. Do not fall for it. You want to orient yourself to a different kind of pleasure, and that is enjoying the growth, the process, the improvement, the game of it, the never-ending journey to conquering the tempestuous enemies within and learning to master your discipline. Get over the illusion of a shortcut. The greatest lie you can believe is that you are one thing away from anything in life. Success in anything is always a process. Embrace pain as part of the process of growth. Leonardo da Vinci described mastery this way. He said, "We fail to realize that mastery is not about perfection. It is about a process, a journey. The master is the one who stays on the path day after day, year after year. The master is the one who is willing to try and fail and try again for as long as he or she lives." As Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, calls it, you have to go through the valley of death. Chicken hatches from an egg, and it looks like an overnight success story. But not from the point of view of the chicken. Lots went into it before that one revealing event. Media reports the hatch and then writes it as an immediate success. The Dyson vacuum cleaner seemingly came out of nowhere and became a sensational success, making James Dyson worth $5 billion today. The rest of the story is he spent 15 years and 5,127 failed prototypes in the valley of death before that. The smash HBO hit Game of Thrones was created by George R.R. Martin. Never heard of him before, GOT? Most hadn't either, but he had been writing for decades before he wrote that show. Pinterest, which had a $12 billion IPO in 2019, was started by Ben Silbermann. When Ben graduated college in 2003, he found himself working in customer service at Google. He decided to try his hand at entrepreneurship, and he started an iPhone app called Tote. That failed, and he co-founded and started Pinterest then, which is now, 6 years later in 2009. It wasn't until 2011 until it started to gain traction, leading up to the 2019 event that we now all know of. Apple's iPod, which revolutionized portable music, was their 309th product. Bruce Springsteen released 3 full-length albums before becoming an overnight success with Born to Run. As the wealthiest dude on the planet not only said but proved with Amazon, all overnight success takes about 10 years. Comedian Steve Martin summarized his own career this way: "I did stand-up comedy for 18 years. 10 of those years were spent learning, 4 years were spent refining, and 4 years were spent in wild success." The questions are this: not will you begin, but will you last? Will you sustain through the valley of death to emerge on the other side and be proclaimed an overnight success? And then do it again over and over.